Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA. Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles. Ew.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Ew.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the J's.
A lot of these cats is getting locked up on GP shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't have nobody to guide them the right way. You know what I'm saying? And everybody out there, the majority of, think that you have to do a drive-by to be solidified in the hood. That's not what it is. You have to put in work. No, everybody ain't built for that.
But I'm gonna say that though, real talk, the answer is really in us, bro.
Yeah.
You really can't, and it's crazy because I hear dudes talking all the time. Like we trying to get a program to go into the county jail, right? To try to address the fades. You got to go in and get 3 fades and all this and all that. Mm-hmm. And then these niggas is getting these fades coming out and feeling like, you know, it didn't go their way or they feeling some kind of way about it. So we trying to create a program to help that. That will in my mind, they called me and asked me what was the one way I felt we can affect change in South Central and Fat. And I said that. Stop the fades. Go into the county jail. Stop these niggas from coming in, getting beat up. Dudes get beat up who don't know. They ain't even really from a hood. They just grew up and they accidentally tell them over the wrong place where they grew up. Now you got to get a fade, 3 fades. You got to get beat up. You might get stabbed. If you win too many fights, you can't win because you're in a bad situation. So if you win, you know, you're going to get your ass kicked. Now
when they doing that boxing program in Folsom or Soledad, didn't they have a boxing program like that?
No, that ain't the boxing program. When you come to the county jail right now, if you from certain neighborhoods, you're going to get them fades. And they set it up. There ain't no boxing program.
Right, fuck it. We got to run them fades.
Yeah. They got the non-affiliate fights. But so this is just something, this is another program that I'm getting involved in to help go address those things that's happening within the county jail. You know what I mean? And so we trying to put something together to get inside there to you know, affect change in there, then they're about affecting change out here. Because on the west side of LA, when niggas come home, you know, from Inglewood all the way to the east side, if you affiliated with neighborhood or the neighborhood court, a gangster court, it's on. And you're gonna get touched. So that's a real thing. So that's something that we are presently working on. We probably mean, I think I got a Zoom call tomorrow. It's tomorrow Thursday. I'm not sure.
No, the day Thursday.
Yeah, the day Thursday.
I think I missed it.
You know, fuck around and missed the meeting.
I'm trying to figure out.
Dealing with
that's some good shit though, because
dealing with the music and shit and where we come from and shit like that. Do you feel like, how you feel when niggas say the music that we put out in our time or whatever, do you feel you're responsible for what youth are participating in or the music they pushing? Do you feel responsible because of what you went through and what you pushed as far as you know with Nipsey or with Corrupt?
I'll be honest with you, man. I feel more responsible for the gang. The music, yeah, but I feel more responsible for just the gang appetite, like the affiliation. I feel that bothers me more than the music. Just my involvement in gang life as a whole is what makes me not sleep. What makes me try to continue to do what I'm doing to get to heaven. If there's a heaven, the Yama Kiyama, I want to go. So I don't pretty much tend to like saying music, although I feel like I said earlier today, music bears a great responsibility for violence along with the film. Because see, the music is the tinderbox of the mind that gives you a vision of violence. But the actual cinema photography gives you the actual picture of death. I could talk about in a song, rolling down, killing, doing all this shit. But Lethal Weapon, the movie, fucking King of New York, had more of a daunting effect on me than any rap song, because when I seen Dude and Lethal Weapon working them 9mm at 17, 18, 19, however I was, when I seen Lawrence Fishburne, the King of New York, working 2 9mm, I'm like, shit. And we was already in the streets. But before that, we had already all seen Godfather. We had already seen how they dealt. We had already grew up on Clint Eastwood. So these was the pictures. What we came with was just the rap music. So niggas was killing well before rap music got here.
Right. So true.
You know, while we on music right now, what made you, because you have Unique Records and Unique Entertainment. When did you catch the music bug?
I was just like every last one of us on this phone, man. Nigga had to sing in the choir. nigga had a drums. Every one of us had a drum set.
Drum set, yep.
You know what I'm saying? We all had something that we picked though that did it. We all sung with the homies before we was full game members, before we was 12. We all thought we was gonna be like the Temptations. We all did it. We all did that. You know?
Every motherfucking Sunday.
Every day, nigga, we be walking thinking we was harmonizing. I was all of us. You know, I tell people all the time, man, we all grew up the same, man. We children of the South whose parents moved to the West to find something better. And so we all grew up exactly the same. I'm not the nigga who think I grew up different than nobody else. I'm the guy who feels like everything I did, we all did it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then we all plucked at different opportunities and slowed different thoughts down and made them things manifest in a different way. I think only one thing that separated me from everybody else was martial arts. I think that's it, and that's where it starts. And it starts because martial arts and studying fighting in martial arts, it gave me a different swag and a different confidence when I was around people. Mm. But other than that, that's exactly where it stops. Like, anybody can pick up a gun. Anybody can go to jail and don't tell. Anybody can go fight and do this. Anybody, I mean, you know, that's the only thing that separated me. And I think because of that confidence, it gave me and my crew, because all of us knew it. And all of us was on the AG, which was in the 60s. And we all knew how to fight. We all, like, I'm a black belt. You know, my cousins was all belted up. We all went to go fight. We trained. We if you got in trouble, you got in trouble at the karate school. So you had 6 niggas who were all first cousins who can't run. Who all, even if it was 3 of us and we went in the room with 20 niggas, we feeling like, yeah, I mean, you got. So that gave us a different swag, and that gave the Rolling 60s a different swag when we went places and people made us Rolling 60s, or we was aligned with that. So we like, okay, what we doing? And we, you know what I mean? So that was I feel like that's the only difference. And opportunities, I didn't have a lot of opportunities, man. We came up hustling like everybody else, and we was on the West Side. So we kind of took our opportunities.
Right.
Yeah, so at what point did you say, you know what, man, I got some little homies over here that's rapping and everything, I'm going to start Unique Records? Who was your first artist?
Pop LQ. Laquan. 1989.
My nigga right there, man.
1989. A to tell you, look, I didn't even go get I didn't get him, he got me. Pop LQ signed me. Let me tell you, I came home 1989 or 19, and A to tell you, when Pop LQ had that hit song, the B-side, I ran into him in the Fox Hill Mall. I was in the Fox Hill Mall. He walked up to me, he got a flat top, and he walked up to me, he say, I was with a couple of the homies, you know, we mobbed in the Fox Hill Mall at that time. He like walked up to me through all the squad. He like, what's up? What's up, you? And I'm like, what's up? And he like, you used to work for my pops. And I'm like, I used to work for your pops. I'm like, man, I ain't never work for nobody, man. What's that? But I'm looking at him. He could have only been 17, 16, 18. And he said, yeah, man, I used to work for my pops. And I said, what's your pops' name? He said, Mr. Green. I said, OG Green? I said, oh, yeah. I done some work for your pop. But anyway, nevertheless, man, your pops, how he doing? Because his father just got locked up. And he knew I had a bag. So he came to me in 89, 90, and was like, I want you to start managing me. I want you to start helping me with my music. I had no clue about music, didn't give a damn about music. I was in the morning, I was getting a bag out of Minnesota. And, you know, so he come to my house, him and Mike Tyson nephew, and now he asking me every time he doing a video, I'm going to the videos with him, learning a little bit more about the videos. I'm showing up at shows with him, going to shows. So I started getting into it. And then Lamont Broomfield came shortly after that and was like, bro, fuck with me on the homie Corrupt. And I'm like, all right. But I'd already been going in and out of town messing with Laquan, and Laquan was on another level at that time. He was flying high. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mess with Corrupt. And that's when I started dealing with Corrupt. And we was in the process of getting the paperwork together, doing everything. And I left. I got kidnapped and I was gone for 13 years. But because of me and Corrupt's small relationship, it stayed with Corrupt. And Corrupt didn't even have to shout me out, bro. He didn't owe me nothing. I hadn't gave him no money. One thing I did with Corrupt, I caught Corrupt in the car with the little homies, and they about to go get cracking. And I told him, I said, man, ain't you the rapper? Because, you know, you can't come and holler at me. And I was on my ignorant shit halfway on and off. And I'm like, ain't you the rapper? He like, yeah, man. I said, man, get your ass out the car, bro. And I snatched him out the car, told him to go back around there and get your rapping on what you supposed to be doing. If you want to help these niggas, when you make it, you bring these niggas with you. And that stuck with him. So when I finally failed, I'm on the yard and niggas is coming up to me telling me, man, you know the nigga Corrupt? And I'm like, the little young rapper, he like, man, the nigga got you in a song. And the nigga would, and I'm like, then I'm on the yard, level 4 yard, I get some pictures one day. No, I got an envelope. And the envelope had just somebody had sent me $3,000 on the, you know how they tagged me back then, they put it on the envelope. And you don't get that. You don't get the pictures or the letter or none of that. So I had to wait for the picture of the letter. They just sent me the thing, let me know I can make draw. I'm like, damn. But we was on lockdown, so I couldn't even call wifey and ask her, you know, who was that? Then the letter came and another envelope came, and it was pictures from him, and it was on from there, man. But he didn't even have to come back and shout me out in no way. Because before I had left, me, Harry O, and I hadn't even met Harry O yet, but we was talking from them in jail. They was trying to sign Laquan, the Pop LQ, and that's when I failed. So I was just really getting into it. So I was really in it before I left.